Are we unfair to Destiny 1? Think about that question for a second and think about the reviews we have watched together as Guardian. One of the things all reviews have in common is mentioning that Destiny 2 is superior than Destiny 1 in terms of the story. But what are we comparing that to? Are we comparing Destiny 2 to vanilla Destiny? Are we comparing it to, the entirety of Destiny 1? Are we excluding DLCs? What are we comparing Destiny 2 story to when it comes to Destiny 1? I think most reviewers, including myself, made the mistake of ignoring the full body of work known as Destiny. We solely compared Destiny 2's story to vanilla Destiny, and frankly, that is not fair for us to do that, because you do have to consider the entire body of work. You can't just cherry pick what to compare with any video game. Destiny 2 is a sequel, not an expansion, meaning you have to compare the entirety of Destiny 1, not just the vanilla, to Destiny 2 as a whole. So with that said, we ignored the Taken King, we ignored the Rise of Aryan. Most reviews mention how Destiny 2 finally introduced lore and cutscenes into Destiny, but that isn't true. The Taken King started the turn in Destiny over putting lore into the game, and they put engaging cutscenes we see in Destiny 2 into the game. You remember seeing the Taken bowing, taking a knee, and then orbs coming to the screen, this huge behemoth. Do you remember seeing that? Do you remember seeing the Queen, Petra, Prince Alter and his crows getting to a space battle with the Taken fleet? That wasn't something that was put into a Grimoire as reviews would make you think all Destiny content was in Grimoires. That was actual in-game cutscenes. We ignore that actually happened because, we have this mindset when it comes to Destiny 2 that this is what Destiny should have been, but it was already that. It was that to begin with. It was that when it came to Rise of Iron. It was that when it came to the Taken King. So that's why we have to consider the entire body of work, not just vanilla Destiny. Yes, vanilla Destiny compared to Destiny 2 is not a very good story, but the entirety of Destiny, including the Taken King, including Rise of Iron, is literally a better sequel to Destiny than Destiny 2. Do you guys remember Lord Saladin? He was just a guy who came around every now and then for Iron Banner. To average players, they don't really care about lore, so they just thought of him as just some guy who was a vendor for Iron Banner. That's it. But then Ryan Iron comes out. You get to see who Lord Saladin actually is. You learn his personality. You get cutscenes of him and his fallen lords. In my review of Destiny 2, I said that the characters in Destiny finally have personality. Well, I was wrong. I forgot about what Rise of Aryan did for Saladin, giving him personality. Hell, I forgot what the Taken King did for Eris Morn, giving her personality. Eris has more personality than everybody in both games combined. But I forgot that. You forgot that. We all forgot that. Everybody forgot Eris Morn, her personality. She talked to us a lot. She was very drawn out. She had a lot of cutscenes. The scene of her, taking a crystal out of Oryx's sword, her walking into the Vanguard's little station and having her little speech. We ignored all these kind of things from Destiny 1 because we brainwashed ourselves to only see vanilla Destiny. And as I and other YouTubers look back on our own videos and recall Destiny 1, we start to dislike things about Destiny 2 more and more and more. When we first played the game, Destiny 2, we enjoyed it. We loved it. This was great. This is what Destiny meant to be. But then we started thinking to ourselves, wait a minute. Something's missing here. Something's not right. What's going on here? Then we see these other videos of other YouTubers mentioning the exact same thing, and then they're telling us, this is what Destiny 1 had, and we're like, wait a minute. It did have that. Why didn't I see that? I gave Destiny 2 a 6 out of 10 in my review. But, I called it a better game than Destiny 1. How could that be when I give Destiny 1 a better score? Well, a sequel is, in my opinion, supposed to be better. It has to be held at a higher standard, and thus, even if it's, slightly better than the original, it still can be at a lower score than the original. For example, say you have Halo 2. You give Halo 2 a 9 out of 10, but you give Halo 4 a 10 out of 10. This is just an example. But I say Halo 2 is the better game. So how can Halo 2 be a better game if I gave Halo 4 the better score? But maybe Halo 4 had things in it that Halo 2 didn't have that elevated that score to being higher than what it actually would be if it didn't have that content. Same thing here. Destiny 1 has a higher score to me, in my opinion, than Destiny 2. But Destiny 2 is a better game than Destiny 1 because of the things that it has that Destiny 1 doesn't have. If that makes sense to you. Basically what I'm saying is a sequel has to be held at a higher standard, and not only that, it's supposed to take all the good the first game had and innovate that, capitalize on what the first game had. Destiny 2 didn't do that. Yes, it took the same story flow as the Taken King Rise of Iron, but it didn't bring anything over from Destiny 1 that we wanted to have in Destiny 2. Where are the daily bounties? It didn't bring over the daily bounties. It didn't bring over, the strike bounties. It didn't bring over, that time and game score kind of thing that the strikes had. It didn't bring over, the option to select different game modes and PvP separately. I got flamed for it in my Halo ranking video, but one of the reasons I say Halo 4 and 5 were the better games was because they had everything the previous games had and then some. Destiny 2 has some things Destiny 1 has, but then there's things that it doesn't have that Destiny 1 did have. So it's attracted, but also kept some things. And that's where, it's a better game, but it's not going to get a higher score because what it lacks. Now, with all that said, I've been Texas Archangel, the Rose Consultant of YouTube. My goal with this video is to trigger thought into your head about both Destiny and Destiny 2. As much as I bash them, I absolutely love both these games. I have almost 200 hours of Destiny 2 logged. All three of my characters are above 290 light. I put over 60 days into the first game, over 1,000 hours into the first game. So no, I'm not some random guy who's just bashing the game who came from freaking Siege or Halo or Call of Duty and just bashing Destiny just because I want to bash Destiny. No, I'm someone who's been playing the game from day one, from the betas to now. I'm a fan of this series, I'm a fan of this franchise, and I point out these flaws that the game has because I want the game to be better. So I'm not just some random guy hating on the game. I'm a guy that is a fan of the series and just being honest about the game. And this video is more so about us as YouTubers being dishonest with ourselves when it came to how we reviewed this game and how we compared it to Destiny 1. We have to be intelligent about what we're doing when it comes to these games and how we're comparing them to each other. So leave thoughts in the comment section below with all that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.